Okay. Alright, we're good. Let's get right into the news. Oh, this is all iDubbbz and Ethan. I feel like it makes me too sad to fully cover it. Trevor, you made it. I got a job at a greenhouse, so I plant flowers all day. Not like the same kind of flowers that you do, but your flowers are more fun than the ones I plant. It's good to see you. Good to see you, buddy. Where's my... Alright. So, this is gonna be stupid as fuck. Thank you. It's to save up for the business and such. I wonder if um, Eric or Ash will be in here. Ash is our new political correspondent because she knows way more about the actual Israel-Palestine conflict than I do. Um, she is a Hasan fan, but she's she's really really nice and she is super understanding. Um, so she knows that how I feel about H3 and Ethan and everything, and like I said, she's very open-minded, so we love that about her. And I put this girlies segment together kind of for her specifically. So I hope she comes and sees it. Okay. That's all Ian. That's all Ian. Look at all this stupid shit. Fucking hate that. Alright, let's just get into it. Um. I wanted to try to maybe keep chat open on my phone. Dude, I went like literally like an hour and a half muted the other day. It was hilarious. I'm thinking about making that my thing. And being like a troll about it. But I don't actually I couldn't do that. I do it too much on purpose for it to be a troll. I know. Everybody tried telling me. That's why I'm gonna try to keep it because Eric said to keep my chat open on my phone, so I'm gonna do that. Like that was a good suggestion. So let's see if this live will even pop the fuck up on my phone. Also, I just might start a Discord depending. That way, maybe could I don't know. I would need people to screen them, which would take a lot of work. This is probably like way in the making, but I was gonna say we could do like I don't know, interviews or something like anonymous. That would be a lot to make sure we didn't get any weirdos or something. It'd be a lot of vetting. Um. All right, let's just get into it because I can't even find my freaking live. Let's see if it'll let me pop out chat because it wasn't earlier. Okay, sweet. Oh, OBS, you're so ugly. Get out of here. We'll just keep you right here. Ah. Okay. We'll do it like this. All right. So I have both perspectives pulled up. We're not watching both, of course. I think it's funny to see to compare how they've timestamped things in the VODs. Because like, okay, it shows like perspective, I think. Is this supposed to be a fan channel or is this Hasan's channel? Because a lot of this is in like the third person if it's Hasan's channel. That's why. Okay. Hasan asked Ethan if there was evidence of Reddit calling CPS on him. Ethan confronts Hasan on platforming bad empanada. Okay, see, I actually like that it goes back and forth, but I'm sure that... Yeah, I like that touch. Hasan asks if Ethan ever listened to Hasan actually talk about this. Okay. Ethan asks Hasan if Nelson Mandela was a Zionist. Ethan says he will, or Hasan says he will rewatch the content nuke as a fundraiser for Palestine. Okay, and so then I think we'll watch the beginning of both sides. So I think, and then we'll watch the afterthoughts, of course, on both sides. Unfortunately, I'll be honest, Hasan's side is more detailed. It's like a little harder to follow. So I think Ethan's timestamps are a little easier to follow. So we'll probably be working with this as our main. I think Love did a better job of sectioning stuff out. Also, it's like labeled. Oh wait, they did a good job of labeling it too. Is this what I'm reading? Yeah. So the labels in this one are also very. This one is just different. It's more vague. It's not as personal, but I think that's good. So both are pretty good. Both are pretty respectful. I don't know why I'm applauding them. That just makes me happy. I hope that we continue doing respectful things. I know it's so small, but I'm taking any victory. So this is a Teddy Fresh ad, and then let's just get like Ethan's aura before.
Yeah,
it's gonna make you guys.
It's awesome. Lena's never had.
They got a new dog, AB, and Lena did. It's sweet, but it's unnecessary to go over. This is what I wish it was more like an iPhone, and I could just.
Those freaking pizzle sticks. You looked into those yet, AB?
Mm-mm.
Oh, they love those. It's like 6.
Yeah, he's been very.
All right, it's fine. Let's just get right into it. We'll get right.
It's time.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Hasan Piker.
Hello, Hasan Piker.
What's going on?
I'm gonna set an alarm on my phone, for like every. We'll do 5 minutes or so. I'll check chat. 7 minutes. Every 7 minutes, I'll check chat.
Well, I'm doing a debate. What about you?
Hopefully it'll load on my phone, so I don't have to do that, and I can just see it on my phone.
That's what I'm doing as well. All right. Wait, hold on. Oh, are you going to show me all the time as well?
before we even get started, Ethan is clearly. I think that I just wanted to start this. I think that it's like it comes across as kind of like douchey. I don't think he's a douche. I think he's trying to like add some levity and lighten the mood, but unfortunately, it comes across kind of jaded.
On the Zoom
Oh,
call.
here, I can fix that. 1 second. Let me just set it to Ethan's
Yeah.
output here.
If you want-
there you go.
If you want, just show like not just Ethan, but yourself as well. If you're gonna talk, like that's fine.
Hey,
I don't know if it's gonna be
Hasan,
too difficult.
I'm really not sure what technical difficulties they were having on the other side. I think it's weird to call it the crew like from the start. No, maybe that's just me. I don't know.
leave the production notes to my team. You can
Well, I
switch
mean-
your show how you like.
Well, you know, they were my coworkers as well, Ethan.
Well, it's been a
for 2
while, my
years.
friends, and guess
Yeah, I know.
what? They are not now.
No, I know.
So let's start. I mean, so you did this content cop, right? And I mean, did that go how you expected? It didn't seem to hit very
but
hard.
Before we get started, can I lay some like ground rules so we can have like a productive conversation?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So I wanted to come on to make this as issue specific as possible. But yes, you have grievances with me, and
Okay.
of course, I think they're valid to address.
Okay, good.
Of course, we'll talk about that.
Okay.
Hopefully, I'll be able to address some counterpoints as well.
Okay. So I would like to remember that this was said because Hassan does this thing throughout the entire thing where he tries to make. The thing is that I made this point and I agree with this point, but it feels like he is using this to make Ethan seem like he is over exaggerating. Like yeah, it'll make more sense when I go through it. It's like when I said it feels awful crazy to make things so personal when it's over when the issue falls really under, the actual conflict of Israel-Palestine and how serious that is. And so I think that it's as does everybody else, like the fact that everybody is making this so personal and it's now more about Ethan and Hassan in this space, in the H3 Hassan space. It's about them right now, and some people don't even know about the actual conflict, and they know more about this. So while I do agree with that sentiment and I understand it completely, and even had the same thought myself. I also had a thought, and I said this in my other stream, that was, you know, um, let's see, I have it in my comment, but it was along the lines of, and I wrote this before the debate happened. I wrote this down in my notes, but it's more or less of Ethan specifically is coming from a place of his um, grievances with Hassan. Like Hassan says, you clearly have grievances with me, and we will address those. He is coming from a place of, I have been harassed, personally harassed, and so that is my issue. I'm taking issue with being personally harassed, and it is separate to him than the Israel-Palestine thing. Hassan's whole issue, according to him, which I could believe relies directly under the conflict. So and from the beginning, whenever he was like from the start, when since he's been accusing Ethan of being a Zionist or having Zionist beliefs and tendencies, it has been more or less political for him, and then for Ethan, it was more or less personal because Ethan says, I'm not these things. My friend is calling me these things, and in turn, while he's calling me these things, it is starting this hate brigade against me that now people are thinking is okay because my friend is saying I'm a Zionist and all these things that aren't true. So it's like super weird. And I was saying that I really wish that they would just be like, okay, so let's start talking about personal issues now. Let's start talking about our let's start talking about like the conflict in this like section. Like I wish they would have spaced that out rather than go back and forth. And I'll be honest, I feel like some of that was on Ethan, but at the same time, Hasan kept like whenever Ethan would get on a roll about talking about something that was important to him, Hasan kept throwing in the facts like, "See, Ethan, you keep doing this. You keep distracting from the actual conflict and talking about yourself." And it's like I don't think that's fair criticism to throw at him whenever you state in the beginning that it will be addressed. Anyway, we move.
If you
Sure.
will allow me
Of
in that
course.
process.
Absolutely.
But before we get started on anything, I would like to potentially talk about definitions so we can have like an established definition on a lot of the things that we're going to be talking about. Is that okay with you?
I mean, it depends how many definitions you got. What do you want to define? I don't want to get bogged down in this, so let's.
I'm also experiencing audio issues on my end, so
Sure.
hold on
Go
one
ahead.
second.
No worries. No worries.
And I will say, like, some of the people in Hassan's chat can be pretty radical, and so that's another reason why I'm just like going from Ethan's side of it, because I don't know. Chat's gonna say probably nothing too bad. I mean, if Hassan himself uploaded it, but who knows? I'd rather not risk it.
Okay. All right, so you're fine with that?
I mean, up to a point, yeah.
Well, I mean, like
I don't want to get bogged down in a conversation.
It's not like a gotcha.
Go ahead, start. No, I know you're not. I
Okay,
just want to get going.
All right. So first and foremost, I think we should define what Zionism is and what.
That's kind of what I was saying earlier. Hassan is definitely coming off as a dick in the beginning so far, literally bossing people around. See, the thing is that I don't think that's what it intended to be. I don't think he intended it to come across that he was bossing the crew around. I think that it was. I don't know if snakier is the right word because I don't know if it was even a snake move. But I think that, it could be perceived as that, or it could be perceived as him just trying to, like, be in contact with his old friends again, which is what he tries to say it is I think towards the end, which is like, I could see it, keeping an open mind about things. But he says, it's the way he says it. It's like, it is his tone. So I think that I don't think that it was necessarily like him trying to boss people around. I think that he was trying to be like, well, like I'm still an important person, and I have well standing with the crew, and it's more of the trying to turn the crew against Ethan and trying to show it's like, I'm a reasonable guy. Me and the crew are still close regardless of what's going on with me and Ethan, and they'll still, handle things that I ask them to handle and that kind of thing. Like he's trying, and also for his audience, he's trying to like show that wedge. He's trying to be like, you know, Ethan's crew is still reasonable. We can still reason with them. Ethan's done for. Let me just try to weasel in between. I don't know if weasel's the right word, but you know what I'm saying.
And what you mean by Zionism and what I mean by Zionism.
Zionism is the belief that Jews should have their own homeland in the historic Palestine area. That's it.
Okay. All right. So I believe that Zionism is a religious ethno-supremacist ideology that revolves around the exterminationist policies of removing the indigenous population that lived in, as you said, historic Palestine, as long as they are not Jews, because it's a ethno-religious supremacist ideology. I think that this is a disagreement that you and I have.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. If you want to add that, like the genesis of Zionism included, the displacement and the ravaging of the culture that existed there, then
Ethan, and I haven't seen a lot of people giving him credit for this, which is weird to me, because I thought more people would, but like even on our side, I haven't, or even H3. When I say on our side, even in the H3 subreddit, I haven't seen this point being made that much, if at all. I'm trying to remember, but I think Ethan does a good job of uh, really showing, that the he does a good job of defending himself when it comes to the Zionist allegations, I think. And I think even Hassan, might even be on the side of like, okay, Ethan's not a Zionist. So now my thing is like, what is Hassan's problem with him now? What is his problem with him now? Is it now is it a personal issue? You know what I mean? Like now is it, well, he is mad at me for this and this that doesn't have to do with like it, it's probably, or has he found a different aspect of the conflict to associate Ethan negatively with? I could see the Sam Cedar route. I could see the route, him using the same route that Sam took. And then also the creator clash route, which I think he already has been doing, as is Ian, which is, good job, ruining a charity, bro, or it's like, see, clearly you don't fuck with charity and that kind of thing. And it's like, I think, I don't think Creator Clash had a really good chance this year anyway, but that's just my opinion. So I think that's the route that he'll probably take and is already taking. I've seen it. And then also, yeah, the whole, it's which is what Sam said. This is me kind of paraphrasing what Sam said. This isn't necessarily my own thought. This isn't my own thoughts. This is what Sam said, that it's I don't think it's my place to speak. Sam is Jewish, so maybe he has something to say, but I don't know. Basically, that it's more dangerous with what Ethan is doing for Jewish people, in saying that attributing Zionism, or not Zionism, excuse me, attributing anti-Semitism where it isn't. And I don't think I agree with that, but at the same time, it's like I, don't know if I can really have an opinion. I think that I don't think that Ethan is attributing anti-Semitism to where it isn't, but again, I'm not Jewish, so. But I don't, in my opinion, I don't think he is. It seems like something the things that he's brought up seems reasonable to be upset about, in my opinion.
And then I would agree with you. I mean, I don't think that the establishment of Israel was like a good thing. I mean, it was tragic and a lot of bad things happened. But let me ask you, sir.
Okay.
How was filming that content? I just have to know what you felt, what you were thinking as they were doing the
No,
Fortnite L behind you.
We'll get that.
No. We're here. I don't want to talk about definitions. You got your Zionism. Let's do it.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was fine.
Did you not?
I participated in other YouTube videos as well. In the
no,
past.
But that Fortnite L dancing.
Some of them feature sketches.
I noticed you weren't in the other shots. Why was that?
I think I was being interviewed.
Oh, really?
By
Who was
the
interviewing
journalist while that was happening.
Really?
I don't remember.
Really? Oh, that's convenient.
I think it was just off being super important.
I think you were embarrassed, frankly. You were absent from every other shot. I think you saw him doing that. I think you saw him doing that Fortnite dance, and you said, "I got to get out of this." And by the way, I'm giving you credit for that.
I mean, Ethan, you're a comedian. You participated in some sketches. It happens.
I mean, shit. Yeah.
Really, you're one of your most famous sketches. You in a fucking diaper. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, we've done funny things.
Okay, you know what? Let's not debate the merit of our comedy. You're right. I'm very hacky, and so are you. By the way, you believe that the likes were botted on that?
What?
You had said you thought the likes were botted on the content cop. Do you still believe that?
What? The likes were botted on the content cop?
The dislikes were botted. The dislikes, sorry. Yeah, you said it was brigaded and was botted. And it was unnatural, the dislikes on the video.
I don't really care about this. I don't know. I mean, I don't recall saying this, but I don't know why this is a point of contention.
It's weird that he says he doesn't care about it, because like later on when he brings it up, he's very visceral about it. He does seem to care. He's like, your own friend, Nicholas the Oreo, you're really so himself that the dislikes were botted. And it's like, I thought you just couldn't care less. Where is it? Couldn't care less.
Point of contention. All right, so
no.
Let's get back to some other definitions.
Hold on, let me finish, and then you can do your definition.
Okay.
Did you think it was?
Well, it's not my definition. I want to hear your definition.
That's fine. I'll answer how you like.
I hope you know that, like, I don't know if you know this, but I didn't publish the content cop. iDubbbz did.
Yes, I know that, and I've addressed him thoroughly.
All right,
do you know that? Do you believe he should have included the context of the CPS call?
What?
You don't know what I'm talking about?
Wait. I'm a little confused. You are asking me
Yes.
what my opinion is on
the video.
iDubbbz's content.
Correct. That's correct.
About the CPS. I don't know. Maybe. Sure. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, I think it was more so about like your year-long conquest of deplatforming and also
right. Well, 90% of the clips were from the episode entitled "CPS Came to My House" is on. I don't know if you think that's an important detail. I sure do.
Ethan, I think you know my position on this, as I made it very clear. I think it's completely inappropriate to fucking call.
No.
CPS.
That's obvious. I'm saying your friend Hasan you made a video with did a total fucking hit job. All right, go ahead. Ask me a question.
So here's the thing about this section, this Destiny section up here. I'm very curious what Destiny has to say about it, and he did cover. And I just want to know, like, what is the involvement of Dan, like Destiny's Dan? I think that's why I got so confused the other night, because he is involved, and it's like, but I would just like to know, like, in terms of what he and Ethan talk about, and I don't know.
Your anti-Semitism radar is completely out of whack.
And who are you to say that to me? You pose with a swastika.
You're saying it's not a swastika, and you know it's not a swastika.
I mean, it literally is a swastika.
No, it's not.
Let me see the swords in your background. Why didn't you choose one of those ones?
I didn't choose the sword, Ethan.
I don't believe you.
Do you think it's a productive use of our time?
Absolutely. So anyway, you say it's a weird cosmic flute. Personally, if I think it was a weird cosmic flute, you say basically it's not a swastika. The difference between
That's the thing, is that it's just a weird thing to like not like no lie about, but like obfuscate the truth and like distract from. It's like, I don't get it, dude. Like, if it was a bad joke, just say it was a bad. Just be like, yeah, it was a joke in poor taste. Or just be like, yeah, I think they made a joke in poor taste because like they had "Make America Great Again" hats, and like I thought it was funny and handed them the big "Make America Great" cowboy hat that, you know, Ethan wore on Leftovers, and just be like, yeah, it was a poor taste joke. Just, you can say that, it's fine. He won't ever, for whatever reason. I don't understand why.
the difference between the Hindu symbol and
But it's not.
Okay, right. The difference between the Hindu symbol
What
and
you
the
draw
Nazi
on PewDiePie, on the
swastika.
other hand, was a swastika.
I'll finish what I said. Yeah, I'm a Jewish man. I depicted a
Alright,
swastika,
cool.
a tasteless
No,
joke
I'm
on
just making
on
sure. Okay,
iDubbbz
so you
shirt
can-
10 years ago. You said this is the swastika sword, and you keep it in your house, and you use it and pose it in photos, attacking a Jewish man. The fact that you can't
I
even concede that
jokingly
looks
referred
bad.
to it as looking like a swastika when my friend picked it up.
Oh, Ash, if you watch this, if you're not in chat like this time, but you watch the VOD afterwards, did you take the Bargs? I know, I have ADHD, but did you take it? How did it go, girl? I want to know. Tell me everything.
And picked it up.
So
if I genuinely thought it was a swastika memorabilia, do you think I would keep it in my house?
Dude, you're being so obtuse. I know it's not a swastika, right? And I know you know it's not a swastika, but it is literally a swastika also. Because the difference between a swastika and that Hindu symbol is this. You see what I'm doing? This is the difference. If you ask a Hindu person, would they walk around with a swastika sign?
Wait, so you know
fuck no, they know that looks like a
swastika.
swastika.
Sword, so I'm a little confused.
Ask your Hindu friends if they would walk around with like a swastika brandished.
I'm pretty sure that was Ash that said she was going to take the bar exam. Unless I was dog tired. I think that was her. Okay, so we all understand the swastikas. And I think that I've said my piece on it, and that's really what I truly think about it, is like Hasan probably, like, I mean, he did it. It's clear, it's on video that he bought it saying, oh, that's sus. And also when he watched it on his stream, for one, he sped it up to like max speed, so you didn't even hear that part, and he talked over it at the perfect moment in time. He was like, yeah, so I don't see why, and did that thing where he like elongates his sentences and like stalls, and he did it over top of the audio, so you couldn't hear him say that's sus and point at the Manji. So, which he didn't even know, and then he also in the same in that same cue is also covering up the part where like he doesn't know what Bleach is, or like not that he doesn't know what Bleach, or he doesn't know the sword is from Bleach. So he skips over that part too. So I think that it was just like a bad joke and it was in poor taste, but Hasan doesn't want to come across as anything other than perfect for whatever reason. And it's like, it's okay, dude. Like, it just makes you look so much more pompous, and like I really think that there's like I don't know. I think that's my biggest problem with like his personality, not with like Hasan as a whole. I have, other issues, but it's more of like that's the part that like rubs me the wrong way about his personality is it just feels very self-important, self-grandized. I don't know, like he just and to the point where he doesn't want anybody to ever see him mess up, and it's so crazy to me. It's like it's not even it's like a big deal, but like dude, there's way crazier shit, way more important shit going on other than you being like, yeah, I bought a sword because I thought it was funny. You know what I mean? Him playing dumb is making me like he knows better. Like he's not an idiot. I don't like it when and he's audio issues, but he does it on like the weirdest times and like you can see it on his face. Like he'll go, it's not like he's going, sorry, what did you say? Like no, he's going like, what? What? Like you know what I mean? Like it's not the same.
They know.
Okay.
Are you Hindu?
I am not Hindu.
Okay, interesting.
No.
So anyway, it was a cosmic fluke.
Do you think
brandished what I.
do you think that only Hindu people have bleed swords? Like, what's going on?
We're discussing the symbol, not the sword. Okay, go ahead. So you think it was a cosmic fluke? There was 10 swords. He magically picked that one.
I can't. Again, I'm
and
speculating on
he left
the
it up.
decision making
If
of
it
a
was a
person
mistake, he could have
who
deleted it.
I'm not him.
Go ahead.
I
ask
don't
me.
know. Again, I'm going to repeat myself here. I think I'm doing.
You
this
don't
a
need to.
lot.
Go ahead.
I am
Ask
not.
me the next
I
question.
will say something. I think that Ethan gets a little hot. He gets a little heated, understandably so. I just helped his argument to try to stay calm in these moments with Hasan because like that Hasan's gonna use that and he's gonna well, even if Hasan doesn't use it, his audiences or some of the more unhinged people in his audience, just like there's unhinged people in the H3 audience that do things to the other side. I mean, there's crazy people everywhere, but um, somebody's just gonna take that and be like, see, he's spiraling, he's crashing out. You know what I mean? Like um, look how upset he's getting, look how red his face is getting, that kind of thing. So, which is like, I don't think that's fair because like you could, like I think you should actually listen to the points somebody's making and like what they're trying to say rather than their tone, or like the way it's coming across. But it depends on. I mean, that's just hard. Like it's even hard for me to do with Hasan. That's why I said I think that's like a part of his personality that bugs me, and I wish that it didn't, so that I could actually like try to hear him out a little bit better, you know.
Question.
I don't know what was going
I'm
on
not
in his
accusing you of
mind.
being iDubbbz, Hasan, but you're acting like you're incapable of making value judgments on things because you're not
No, because
iDubbbz.
I already made the value judgment. I think you're being crazy.
Okay, well, Mr. Microaggressions thinks I'm being crazy. Very good. You have no problem telling Jewish people they're being crazy on what?
Yes.
It's like a blatant fuck. Go ahead, ask me the next
Yes.
question.
Yes, I don't.
Do you
I
think
don't
this-
have a
if you
problem
could go
telling
back-
you're being crazy right now. You being Jewish has nothing to do with this.
Sure, I'm sure it doesn't. Do you?
Does anybody want a palate cleanser? It's early. It's probably too early for a palate cleanser, but maybe I should give the girlies their own episode. They deserve it. I mean, I know they deserve their own episode. It's just how many times do I feel like streaming this week? Just depends on my work schedule, probably. And I have an interview Wednesday, so for a school aide position in the fall. I don't stream on Wednesdays anyway. I stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and sometimes Saturdays and sometimes Sundays. Usually Sundays. Yeah, I think we understand.
Committing a
I
genocide.
can care about two things, Hasan. It's very important to acknowledge that.
Don't you think?
I can care about two things, my friend.
Incredibly narrow framework
Very
surrounding
easy.
your own personal feelings.
I'm not that smart, but I can care about two things.
Okay, no,
Even
I
if
can
one is
too.
more urgent than the other.
You think your own personal feelings, born out of your
He's not that dumb. That's so fucking crazy to me. Like, dude, stop. Like, he's wanting to just plant that seed in his head that like Ethan ever would. That would be a thought. That like even that Ethan's so bad that like Hasan would just assume that that's what Ethan meant by that. He wants to plant that seed in his audience head. It's so crazy to me. It's like, why, dude? It's like you don't have to. You understand what he's saying. Like, clearly, his own personal issues and beliefs are not more important than the genocide going on or the conflict, and you know that he doesn't believe that as well. That's crazy, dude.
born out of your misunderstandings is more important.
Did I say that?
than
I said one
actually-
is more urgent than the other, referring to the genocide.
Oh, okay. So you recognize that
Hasan,
the genocide is a more urgent
Hasan,
issue.
please, let me
but
ask
you
a
spent
question.
Almost all of
Yes,
your
very
commentary
good.
surrounding this issue
Very
on
good.
talking about your own personal feelings and how you've been wronged by people.
Very good. Let me ask you. So you claimed
Wait,
on.
wait, can you answer that question?
No,
Does
Hasan,
that
you
make
asked your
sense?
question. It's my turn. I talked about how gracious you were, man. What happened?
Wait, but
I
does
said
that
you're
make
so
sense to
gracious.
you?
You're gonna let me ask you a question. What happened?
Does that make
Don't
sense
make me
to
take
you?
it back. All right,
Does
let me
that
ask you a
make
question.
sense to you?
Hold on to that. Ask me after this. You defended Frogan's use of the Sabra tier list. What was your opinion on that?
Oh my God.
Go ahead.
I think that the Sabra hummus tier list is absolutely insane to consider anti-Semitic, and most people have already laughed about it, despite the fact that it was very damaging in terms of deplatforming a bunch of content creators that participated in this, egged on by yourself, by the way.
Yes. With pleasure.
And yeah, it's not.
It's insane.
Even remotely.
Okay.
It's not even remotely anti-Semitic.
Very good.
I
Let me ask
Ethan makes me laugh sometimes. I'm sorry.
you a
the
question.
cracker band that Twitch capitulated on.
So let me follow up with this. Have you seen the thumbnail?
The thumbnail?
Yes, that's what I said. This
For
is the
what?
thumbnail that's still up. Now, let me ask you this, Hasan. Here's Frogan's thumbnail for the Sabra hummus tier list. In the F tier is me and Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro is not in the tier list. He has never explored or used. Why do you think Ben Shapiro is on the F tier?
Ethan?
I hate this picture so much.
Whoa,
I'm gonna
answer the
walk you through this
question.
again.
What, you're dodging?
I'm not iDubbbz. And
Oh,
I'm
but
not
you
Frogan.
can't make value judgments suddenly on your friends who you've spent all this time defending.
No, because
Why
I don't
is he
give. I
up
don't
here,
care.
Like, snickering. Like, I don't understand. Like, you have you talk about how later on he even talks about how he thinks it's crazy that did have them deplatform this, but now he's saying he wants nothing to do with it. He doesn't care. But it's like I don't. You do care and you do support and platform them, but you don't want to talk about it when it comes to actually like having to sit down and I don't know. It's just weird to me that he sometimes chooses. It's just weird.
I don't care.
Well, I do.
I don't. Like,
I
this
think
is
it's great
so-
you don't
this
care.
is-
Why is Ben Shapiro there?
I don't know. I don't care. Probably because he's also
Probably
a
because he's
massive
Jewish?
fucking. What?
Because it's the most most prominent Jewish creators on
Do you
YouTube.
think Ben Shapiro's Judaism is the reason as to why he would be on this?
100% without a doubt, yes.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Hold
go ahead.
on.
Take your time. I know it's a lot to process.
Okay. Yeah, this is a lot to process.
Yeah, I know, man. It's tough. You really don't know what.
See, this is the thing. This is the dynamic. Is why I don't blame Ethan for getting upset. But Hassan's gonna use this, and he's gonna be up here to be Mr. Cool Guy, Mr. Calm in the face of insanity and frantic, like someone being frantic, and he's trying to play it off up here so that he doesn't have to acknowledge really a lot of the things that Ethan's saying, and he can just play it off as like Ethan's just crazy.
You really don't know what to say because it looks pretty bad.
No, because it's so fucking stupid.
Well, tell
Ethan.
me then.
You look kind of
So
dumb
why
right
is Ben
now.
there?
You look kind of insane.
Okay, very good.
That's
Why is
why
Ben
I'm having
there?
a hard time. Like, I don't know why fucking Frogan made this thumbnail. And
Why
I
is
don't
Ben
care.
there?
I don't have any issue with this thumbnail.
Why is Ben there?
Because he's a prominent defender of Israel.
You're quick to say that Jews aren't the only Zionists, right? So why is Ben Shapiro of all
That's the thing, is that Ben Shapiro is a prominent defender of Israel. Ethan is not. It's completely different, their takes on Israel. If you actually sit down, and Hassan, I would gauge you even say Frogan knows that. Despite how she's, gaslit herself into believing that Ethan is a Zionist, horrible person that has said things he hasn't said. Like, she truly does. I've seen when she's reacted to things and certain things she said that just aren't true, and like the look on her face, she truly believes it. She's truly manipulated herself into believing just absolutely untrue things. I mean, and there's things you can criticize Ethan for. I'm not saying that there's not, but I'm just saying there's certain things that she has said that have just not been true. and she believes it. You know, and so I don't really fault her. I mean, it's her what she thinks it's true. Like you can tell, she's fully convinced.
Shapiro, of all the people in the world who are conservatives, who are Zionists, Christian Zionists, why Ben Shapiro? Me and Ben Shapiro and F tier, the two most prominent Jewish creators on YouTube. That's a coincidence, just like the swastika, huh?
Ethan,
These are two cosmic coincidences.
Ethan,
Hasan, they're really stacking up.
The tier list that you're talking about, first of all, the tier list that we're talking about was literally designed by a Jewish content creator who you advocated to ban, and he got banned.
Very good, and I'm glad he did.
You
He
called him
definitely
a token
deserved it.
Jew. You called him a token
And
Jew.
I still stand by that. The man is just fucking. Yeah.
So you get to draw swastikas on PewDiePie, but Rafi can't say that there's a tier list here where Sabra
This is
hummus
Rogan's tier list. This is her.
the lowest. The Sabra hummus, liking Sabra hummus is the lowest tier.
Ben Shapiro.
And the highest tier is being able to get a
There's
Habibi pass. You, as a Jew, get to determine what other Jews are able to do. You're the Pope of the Jews.
I'm not determining what they can do, but this is Frogan's bit. This is her stage. This is her bit. I mean, you can say that the Jewish dude is the fall guy and did everything, but that's not true.
So you get to draw swastikas, but Rafi can't even say Sabra hummus is dog
He can
shit.
say whatever he wants. I'm not
Oh, so
criticizing.
he can't,
By the
but
way,
you're
you
gonna
think
call
that my
him a token
criticism
Jew
is
for
that he doesn't like Sabra hummus? Are you being serious right now? By the way, is that a beat? Hold on, what are you drinking?
It's a Dr. Pepper cream
Isn't that
soda.
who owns that?
I don't know, but it's not on the BDS.
Are you
national
sure?
BDS list.
We'll double check.
Yes, I'm 100% sure.
Okay, we'll double check that. It's not about Sabra hummus, and like let's not be obtuse.
Actually, the BDS one is actually pretty funny too, because like you've been, you consistently talk about how like I drink Diet Coke or whatever. When that fan came up to me and said stop drinking Diet Coke, it was not on the Palestinian National Committee's official BDS list.
Yes, it was.
And ever since it has been on the official BDS list,
You're lying.
I have not drank Diet Coke or purchased any Diet Cokes at all.
Oh, you're lying. It was on the list.
Wait, what is?
Yeah, it was on the list. You're lying.
What was on the list?
Coke.
Yes, it was put on the list, and I stopped purchasing Coke, and I stopped drinking Diet Coke.
You
even though
said
I love
you know
Diet
what's
Coke.
funny? You told her.
Because I think it's like
you remember
not-
you
The owners of Dr. Pepper apparently Remain family are staunch support the Zionist state with investment and donations through Alfred Landecker Foundation. So I don't think Hasan knows what's on the boycott list.
It's like
remember
not
what you told
that
her, son?
significant.
You remember what you told her? You said, I'll just put it in a cup.
Yeah, no, I was joking with her because I thought that it was a ridiculous request at the time because it wasn't on the Palestinian National Committee's official boycott, divestment, and sanctions list, Ethan.
Okay. It's not about Sabra hummus, just so you know. Like, let's not be silly.
Wait, what is
this.
it about?
It's about what's Sabra means a Jew born in Israel. It's an Israeli company. Everybody knows it's like considered like Israeli hummus. It's been on the BDS list. Everybody knows the connotations of Sabra hummus, right?
Nobody.
Yeah, I don't like Sabra hummus either. But we're not talking about hummus. What I don't like is anti-Semitism perpetuated by your friends and swept by you. Now, why is Ben Shapiro in the F tier? That's a cosmic coincidence. Okay, let's move on. Very good.
Ethan,
go ahead. Next question.
Yeah, it's a crazy coincidence.
I'm not.
I know it's.
And I don't know.
I know.
Why.
How can I make value judgments?
And if your point is that it's like, well, he's a strong supporter of Israel, and that's why he's down there with you, Ethan. It's like that again. I don't think that's a good point to make. There, in my opinion, are not comparable. Even if you believe, which I don't, but even if you believe that some of the things that Ethan has said is Zionist leaning, they're definitely not nearly anything as what Ben Shapiro has said. Not even nearly close.
Value judgments on my friends I've been defending for 2 years.
Also,
who can say?
there is a tier list in front of me, and it seems like a bunch of people, both
Ben
Jewish
Shapiro and me are in the F tier.
on the Loves Sabra tier list.
You're looking at the end. I'm looking at the thumbnail, bro. I'm talking about the thumbnail.
I know, but I first of all, again, I'm making inferences about editorial decisions that other people have made. I'm just simply speculating at this point.
Sure.
But you know, it's a.
Are you not embarrassed by this
joke.
armpit hair? It's so cringy, bro. It's like so weird. I'm glad you changed that finally. On a separate note.
What?
I find it just so weird and bizarre that this was your thumbnail for so long. Also, ironically, wearing a Rolex hat, which is like probably the symbol of capitalist excess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a
Cool,
free Rolex
dude.
hat from a friend of mine. I still wear it every now and then.
Please join Ben Shapiro in supporting the fellowship of their vital work. Of your life-saving gift will help provide security, food. Well, that's very nice, actually. The point is that I wish there was a foundation. I know that there's probably not. Never mind. So I wish there was a foundation that like just helped civilians in general that have been affected by the conflict, but I don't know if that's a thing. Like, that just, you see a hurt person and you help them. You know what I mean? I don't know if that exists or not. Um, anyway, but that's the point is that his beliefs are much more what you could be considered Zionist than Ethan's. So, Ben Shapiro responded by saying celebrities' actions of the Israeli military in Gaza, adding that he believes Israel has gone to extraordinary efforts to prevent citizen casualties by bombing hospitals. So yeah, clearly they have different views on the subject.
Calling me insane for what I think most people would perceive as blatant, obvious anti-Semitic
Ethan,
acts.
I don't think most people would look at what you're doing right now and
Well, let's
think
not worry
this
about
is
that.
a sign of mental sanity.
Well, we'll have time to pull the audience afterwards. So let's continue.
Okay. All right. Well, look. Going back to
I
the
really wish they would have gotten a chance to do that. I don't think they did.
Vaughn situation, and you said, so you said I'm anti-Semitic, right? Yesterday you said, or 2 days ago, in the aftermath of the Sam Cedar conversation, you said I'm not anti-Semitic. So what has changed in that process? Is it this conversation
Yes.
that you and I had?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Got it. All right.
Here's the clip, by the way. You accused me of not.
That it won't, is it?
You accused me of not mentioning that Theo Vaughn did not ask you about Rick Scott. Let's go back and watch the clip.
Because No, I like, said of what I you didn't just say
Bro,
in
you
the clip. I
literally
said
look
in
like the
your
dude from
Instagram
Beetlejuice. That's
story.
crazy. The
On your
small head guy.
Ethan, I use my words very carefully. I said in the Instagram story that you
Small
posted. I don't
head
watch
guy,
your
Beetlejuice.
streams that much. I don't. I only
In
see
that waiting
like
room.
bits and pieces of
Bro,
it.
that's crazy. Do you see the resemblance?
What?
You're this guy from Beetlejuice. In this photo, you have like the same coat and shit.
Yeah.
Heck,
Yeah. That's. You are a comedian.
I sure am, buddy. I see you laughing. All right. Anyway, so you accused me of misrepresenting what happened. Let's play the clip.
Right, $800 billion of Medicare and Medicaid that they want to cut. Mike Johnson goes on stage, says, goes on Caitlin Collins on CNN and says, oh, there's a lot of fraud happening. There's not fraud happening in Medicare and Medicaid on the point of the recipient.
Right.
It's happening on the point of the providers.
Right.
And that's why I got banned recently on Twitch yesterday because
Sorry about that, man.
yeah,
You just got back.
Yeah, Libs of TikTok was like posting about how I said something. Wait, what is this? And they misconstrued it as though it was a call to action to assassinate a sitting why are you US showing me senator. this?
Well, you're saying I didn't bring this up, but or I'm saying that Theo didn't bring this up. He didn't. You brought it up, framed it in your own way to basically preempt a tough question.
Ethan. Ethan, I said on the Instagram story that you posted about me.
Where's the from the river to the sea section? Is it in this?
Dan, can you switch it back to Ethan?
Don't switch it back, Dan. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I'm switching it back. 1 second.
All right, thanks, Dan.
See, because he was about to take it serious. Did you see? Because he goes, don't switch it back, Dan, and then Ethan laughs. But before Ethan laughs, you can hear him. You can hear it while it's switching. He goes, that's like he's gonna say like that's ridiculous or something. He was baiting Ethan by asking Dan to do him a task because he wants Ethan to freak out and act possessive over the crew because it makes Ethan look that much more unhinged to Hasan's audience. So, but instead, Ethan was clearly joking, and good try though.
I know, man.
This looks ridiculous on
It
my
sure does,
end. I'm
buddy.
sorry. Okay. So yeah, this was.
And it's not just because of the video.
And then to play it off like he's laughing with Ethan, but I think I appreciate it though because like yeah, let's laugh together, guys. Let's just laugh. Let's. Fine if you're laughing something off, you're still laughing.
as well, but the post I was referring to was make sure Theo knows how you feel about hosting a terrorist adjacent content creator, and I believe there was another post about it or something. But again,
I said he was irresponsible to platform you and not ask you difficult questions.
yeah. So the question I have for you once again is like he had Candace Owens on. Like, do you feel like that's a little bit more damaging in terms of spreading potentially anti-Semitic narratives, or do you think that anti-Semitism is when you feel bad personally?
Okay, so I love how we can compare ourselves to Candace Owens in terms of anti-Semitism, but we didn't even bring it into question when it came to Ethan being as big of a Zionist as Ben Shapiro. That didn't even come up.
That could be any number of different things that I've done in any given moment.
Yes, I think you were just as bad as her in your own special way, and that's why.
You think
and
I'm
you guys
just
were
as
hitting that
bad
same
as Candace
flavor.
Owens?
Yeah.
He lies about the most random things. Sabra means somebody. So Sabra, yeah, the Sabra means a Jew born in Israel, specifically a Jew born in Israel. Ethan's always talking about how hot Hasan is. Maybe. His defense is. But yeah. Oh, okay, so the from the river to the sea thing is towards the end. I appreciate you. Thank you. Who is she? So who are you talking about when you're asking who she is? Oh, it's nice. Everybody's saying hi to each other. Okay. Let's see.
Owens,
Yes.
on anti-Semitism
Yes.
in my own special way.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Very
All right,
good.
cool.
Very good. So let me.
Okay, so I do wish that it would have been compared to. Also, no, Ethan, that's not true. You're just mad. You need to calm down, guy. You need to. Okay, just because it's not helpful for the cause. Okay, please calm down. It's okay. I know you're upset, and I understand it's for reasonable reasons, but no, Hasan isn't like Candace Owens. Just like you're not like Ben Shapiro, and that should have been the argument made, but tensions were high, and so things get forgotten about.
Very good. So let me ask you a question. Hasan, can I ask you a question?
Can you now officially not talk about like Frogan or anyone else and tell me why I'm anti-Semitic?
Well, we're kind of getting
2 days
there.
ago you said I wasn't, but
I
also
already-
for a year.
You're repeating yourself.
Well, I am because you haven't answered this question.
I have literally
2 days ago,
answered it
you said I
probably
wasn't
2 times. The
anti-Semitic.
reason
For
that
a
I'm saying you're
year-
anti-Semitic
for
is
a
because how you
year-
responded to my question at the beginning of this interview.
Ethan, for an entire year, you called me a virulent anti-Semite,
No,
a rabid anti-Semite.
never
I
did.
think it's crazy that Ethan called him out for the Dr. Pepper thing, because it is on the thing. Apparently, people that own Dr. Pepper are like really not good people. But I'm looking. Yeah, we knew Diet Coke. Dr. Pepper, baby, right there. Yep. And of course Disney, which Ethan has mentioned before, that Hasan plays the Marvel Rivals, which is just a fun game. You know what? Ethan loves Diet Dr. Pepper, but he's also not claiming to take it so seriously to drinking things or not drinking things on the boycott list. So
Anti-Semite.
Never did.
You did.
You
You
did
went
not.
back and
I
forth
have
on it.
actually
Even
went back
Ben
and
checked
checked.
you on it.
I had said
Even-
that you spread anti-Semitism and stuff, but I never called you an anti-Semitic. I went back and
Oh,
checked.
so
You're
you're
lying.
simply spreading
Yeah, I
anti-Semitism.
mean, it's a difference.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Okay, can I ask you a
So your
question?
list, is about Habibi, not Sabra. You're conceding the framing. Yeah, we're not conceding to anything. I don't want to even talk about it.
There's been times where Hasan has phrased Ethan as a Zionist, and there's been times where Hasan has phrased Ethan as either spreading Zionist beliefs. So the concept is not foreign to anybody.
Fearless anymore. Stop it. Okay.
Okay, let me ask. My turn. Do you think it's
All right, your
appropriate to accuse? Do you think it's appropriate to accuse any Jewish person you disagree with of working with the ADL?
No.
Here, for example, is someone using it anti-Semitically.
You're saying that Ethan Klein and ADL in unison.
Hasan, let me finish. You're getting ahead of yourself,
platform,
buddy.
Yes, I do. I do think that that's
You're getting ahead of
valid
yourself,
thing
man.
that's a valid thing to not only speculate, but also I
Hold the
stand on that
phone.
for sure.
Hasan, I'm getting there. You're getting ahead of yourself, buddy. Here's an example of it being used in an anti-Semitic way. I'm sure you'll agree. Timeline on that doesn't make a lot of sense.
I heard you.
Who is this? What is this?
This is your fan who ran up on me on Rodeo.
Who the fuck is this guy? My fan?
Yeah.
This
You remember.
Wait, is this the
wait,
guy?
yeah, you remember.
Wait. No, this is the guy that you claimed was my fan, right? He was calling me the fucking
there's a clip
S-slur
of being
on
like,
the
yo,
time he's
I
my
love
fan.
this
Oh
dude.
wait, that is important. I'm gonna go back. I remember. I had a note about this.
Do you think it's appropriate to accuse? Do you think it's appropriate to accuse any Jewish person you disagree with of working with the ADL?
Went too far.
No.
Here, for example, is someone using it
If you're talking about me
anti-Semitically.
saying that Ethan Klein and ADL
In my opinion, what he does here looks very fake. But again, this is just my opinion. You can agree with me or you can disagree with me. I just really want you to. I'm gonna slow it down even. I really want you to pay attention to the whole. Like you can tell that he purposefully is like, oh wait, no, I know who that guy is, and then goes into the whole spiel to remind his audience of all these points that he thinks are. And the reason it's like, I don't understand why he tries to make it look nonchalant. It's like, why? It just look, just bring up the point in an organic way. That doesn't again, just like how Ethan getting upset doesn't help. Anything from Hasan doesn't help his cause.
unison.
Hassan, let me finish. You're
got
getting
people
ahead of yourself,
deplatformed, then
buddy.
Yes, I do. I do think that's
You're getting
that's
ahead
a
of
valid
yourself,
thing
man.
to.
Not this.
That's a valid thing to not only speculate,
point it out.
but also I
Hold the
stand on that for
phone.
sure.
Hassan, I'm getting there. You're getting ahead of yourself, buddy. Here's an example of it being used in an anti-Semitic way. I'm sure you'll agree. Timeline on that doesn't make a lot of sense.
I heard you in
Who
the
is this?
ADL.
What is this?
Who is this?
This is your fan who ran up on
He says, "Who is this? What is this?"
me on Rodeo.
Who the fuck is this guy? My fan?
Yeah,
This.
you remember.
Wait, is this the?
Oh,
Is this
wait,
the guy?
oh, yeah, you remember.
Wait. No. This is the guy that you claimed was my fan, right? He was calling me the fucking.
There's a clip
S-slur
of being
on
like,
the
yo,
timeline. He's not
I
a
love
fan.
this dude.
He does it. He did the same thing with like the. And again, I wish he would have just brought up the Diddy party like as a thing because he left and he said, "I think that what he did in that instance was commendable." It's like you being one of the first people to see Diddy was up to some weird shit. You know what I mean? Like, but instead he did the whole thing. It's like, and maybe he didn't remember, but it's like to me it looked fake. I think this looks way more fake than that one even did. So that one I believe more than this one. And he does this several times, I think, in the debate where he just, it's like, just say what you mean what you say. I think it would help your arguments carry to what he is wanting. He's wanting his arguments carry to us, right? To Ethan's audience. These kinds of things don't help with that. Just like vice versa. Ethan being very on edge and upset, and acting like it, it's not going to help anybody from Hassan's audience to hear Ethan out, or so. Yeah, there's no bridge being built when stuff like this is happening.
Anyway, who cares if he's your fan or not?
No.
The point is,
No. Hold on.
No,
You brought this dude
it doesn't
up.
matter.
And
I'm
I
sure.
I don't mean bridge being built between them. I mean like to fan bases, I guess.
Showing him
This is
as
not
an
the first time
example
you
of
brought
you.
this dude up. It does matter. It
Okay,
does
fine.
matter.
He's
You
not a
brought him
fan.
up.
I don't care.
You
Listen,
brought him up. Wait, what do you mean you don't care?
If I brought
Now you
him
don't
up,
care.
Hassan,
It means it doesn't matter whether he's your fan or not. He brought him up for different reasons.
if I brought him up, let me finish my
That person is
point.
not a fan of mine.
Save
why
it.
did you make it seem like that
Hassan.
person was a fan of mine then?
Let me get to there, okay? You asked me.
No,
it's
get
my
there
turn
right
to
now.
ask a question. Just because
Why
I
do you
brought
think
him
this
up
random
doesn't give
fucking
you
guy
the
is a
space
fan
to
of mine,
interject.
Ethan? Is it because he rolled up to me
Let
and
me
tried
finish.
to fucking clout farm? Is that why?
Yes.
At
Okay,
the
thank you very
encampment where I was
much.
very clearly disturbed by his presence?
Hassan,
Is
I
that
think
why?
you know where I'm going, and I think you're scared. Yep.
Ethan,
let me.
can you answer the question?
let me-
Why did you falsely claim that this fucking
Because he's
random
on
dude
video
who
saying
does
he
not
loves
like
you, that
me
you're his favorite
is a
person in the
fan
world.
of
What do you
mine?
mean?
Wait.
All right, Hassan.
Didn't
Here you go,
use
buddy.
him approaching
Here we
you?
go. You want?
All of these weird questions, just I don't know.
Wanted it, I've
Go
got
crazy
it.
and just be like, Ethan, I believe you said this, or this about it, and in my opinion, that doesn't help when you're saying, like, just like actually debate him. I forget. Weren't you the one that said it's like that's just it's petty, but that specifically, that is nitpicky, so it doesn't really matter what I think about that. That's just me nitpicking.
I've got it.
what I just said specifically.
Approaching you.
Can I give you a hug, bro?
I'm so sweaty,
I
bro.
love you.
bro.
I'm so
I
sweaty.
love you, bro.
I love you,
I
bro.
feel like this is
You're
an
like my
environment
girl,
of,
bro.
You're my-
I
you're
love
the
you.
goat.
You're
For me?
the coolest guy in the world, bro.
Wow, how
got-
crazy.
You look gay in that.
I'm
photo.
fucking. Is this
Okay.
another? Is this another hysterical delusion?
Yes, it is. And I'm going to explain to you exactly why. Because
Wow,
we spend a
dude, I
good
love
deal
you.
of
You're the goat.
So I already understand like everything that all the points that Hasan brings up. If you don't know, this guy had went up to Hasan. There's a clip. Hasan doesn't know who he is. This guy says some weird things and basically follows Hasan and his team around all day, and even in one clip asks who Hasan is, and then Hasan uses that to be like, see, he doesn't even know who I am. And it's like, I don't think that it's, yeah, I don't know.
That will infer that we were just coincidentally working the same, or that I was working directly with them.
what do you think
What
a
do you
reasonable
think the
person
average person
infer
would
when you
conclude
take
from
credit
saying
for the
I'm
bands?
partnered with the ADL?
What do you think a normal, reasonable person would infer when they hear you,
Bro, you are
Ethan
literally
Klein,
gaslighting me.
make
It's
numerous
so
videos
obvious what you
demanding
meant.
the bans of Twitch streamers, and then after they are banned, you say, I'm glad that they got banned, I take credit for it. What would a normal, reasonable person
I was
infer
on the
from
tier
that?
list, dude. I was responding to them. It wasn't like a fucking It wasn't like I went out of my way to get them banned. I responded to them. I was on the tier list. There's been 3 instances, I think, of, in my opinion, very credible accusations of anti-Semitism. You've accused me of hallucinating all 3 now, which is very convenient.
No,
and also,
they're not credible. We are not in agreement. These are not credible allegations of anti-Semitism. These are hysterical hallucinations of a person who desperately wants all of his critics to be anti-Semites. So
In my opinion, the sword is a bad joke. That's just my opinion, though. Again, I'm not Jewish, so. The tier list seems rather it seems rather dog whistly. So yeah, that one but again, I'm not Jewish, so I don't know. Not for me to decide, I don't think.
Anti-Semites, so he can
I'm
feel
so glad
comfortable
this is on record.
in the unique position that he has created for himself.
I'm so glad this is on record.
Yeah, he is a Sneeko fan, apparently. And also Ethan doesn't he knows that he's a Sneeko fan. Oh, Overwatch is better than Overwatch is the original Marvel Rivals, so what was it? Sorry, I'm trying to catch up. I made that joke too, David. They said, I'm sad they didn't make up. These dudes had a show together and kiss. So I literally was gonna, I just thought it was like distasteful that I was gonna be like, sadly, Ethan and Hasan didn't kiss and make up. But I didn't. It wasn't gonna be the title. It was gonna be like a post that I made. His defense of these points are just Ethan is cast size off chain, much better. But yeah, I agree with him. This is very niche commentary, yeah. Also, this guy just came out saying that he was a fan, so shocker, Hassan is lying again. So I just don't think it. Yeah, I don't think it matters whether he's a fan or not. I mean, he still went and harassed Ethan in Hassan's name. You know what I mean? Like it's like he still did that shit, and he did it because of something he heard from Hassan. So it's like I don't know. It's like, does it really matter? But it's like he did say that he was a Hasan fan. It's like he could be lying, Like guy's unhinged, clearly. Anyway, there's proof on stream that he clearly did not know him, but if he is running cover for Ethan because Ethan's positions are popular with right-leaning creators right now. So in my opinion, that is unfortunate. I wish that right-leaning creators and would stop aligning themselves with Ethan, even though I know that they're just trying to support him. So he walked up to the car and he was like, he said, "Do you support the IDF?" And he was basically saying that it was because of that he was saying these things because it was like his son, that he knew his son, like that he was a son fan. So it's like he's probably lying about these things, right? Um, and he probably saw Ethan and saw an opportunity to be a numbnuts nasty troll and happened to see something about Hassan and Ethan not getting along and saw like probably a 5-second clip of Hassan calling Ethan a Zionist and took the opportunity to be a self-righteous prick. So it's like I don't really think that's Hassan's fault, to be honest. But it's like it doesn't matter whether he's his fan or not, you know? Yeah. Um, just because he said I did know him, tier list is dumb as fuck. In my opinion, I get where he's coming from with the tier list, but um, it had a bunch of non-Jews in the Lev Sabr category. Yes, yeah, all those are good points. I'm not Arabic or Jewish, so I don't think it's my place to really say. But I would just say that it's just weird to make a Zionism tier list in general. Is that a hot take? I just think it's weird. Anyway, um, like it's just weird to make a tier list about like whether it's like um making a tier list about like I don't know, like religion and being like you're not a religious person and so you're biased against being like, okay, so here's some God, this is awful. This is an awful analogy. I mean, it gets the point across, I guess. I don't know if I want to continue with that analogy. It's like here's a Catholic priest that's like, you know what I mean, and then it's like here's like a uh an agnostic with their head on their shoulders and like S tier. You know what I mean? Is that? I just think it's weird. I think it's weird to do that with any culture or. Sabra hummus is the worst. I like hummus. I've never had Sabra hummus. I understand. I do think it's deeper than hummus, though. Could not be. Could just be about hummus. Know what I mean? No way, dude was 19. He's 19? Are you talking about who? Who's 19? This guy? The the dating and money guy? No, he's not. Does he have like Benjamin Button disease or like like what does the thumbnail I think is the big issue because it's like again like I said with like Ben Shapiro comparing him to Ben Shapiro specifically is like they even if you think Ethan has Zionist tendencies they are not the same. They are not the same. Ethan and Ben Shapiro are both F tier. F tier implies that they are both Zionists. So it's like that's the thing is that like maybe again, which I don't necessarily think that's myself, but I'm open to the argument of saying that maybe some of Ethan's beliefs have been, could be interpreted as Zionist. You know what I'm saying? So let's go down that pipeline and say that that's true. Even if that's true, it is not comparable to what Ben Shapiro has said and done for the IDF and the state of Israel specifically, like the money that that man has raised, and then also had said, and then also defended. He also defended. God, what was it exactly that he said? He said that the IDF or that the state of Israel has done um, everything in their power to protect civilians, which is fucking crazy. No, the fuck they haven't. No, the fuck they didn't. They bombed a hospital. Tell me how that's protecting any fucking civilians. Anyway. If you're really talking about how much one has affected the actual conflict, Ben Shapiro has definitely affected the actual conflict more in the IDF's camp. That's just a fact. I don't think it matters whether it's on camera or not. It's in papers, it's in news publications. It's public. Like they are just not comparable people. You know what I mean? That's why I think it's at least at the very least just offensive to put Ethan and Ben in the same category in the thumbnail and just have them in the thumbnail. I know. Ethan said that about Ben. Yeah. He did. He also said that he wished somebody would be the NRA. So he said some off the wall shit. I'm not gonna say that he hasn't. You know what I mean? That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm like saying right now. I'm saying that Ben himself has done way more for the actual state of Israel than Ethan could. He hasn't even come close to that. Ben has actually donated money. He has raised money for the state of Israel. He has staunchly said horrific things in defending the state of Israel. Well, I think that Hassan fans, most of the ones that I've talked to, that's their main focus is the conflict. But so I guess that's why I was saying that. But no, I understand what you're saying too. I really do. You're saying that because Ethan has such a large platform, um, just because I understand it, I don't know if I necessarily agree with it, but I do get the sentiment. I do. So you're saying that because Ethan has such a big platform and such a big reach, that having it has a more negative effect on the public, and I don't know if that's exactly the case. I think because like what right now we're in like a lens, like a glass, right? And from our perspective, from us, from our perspective, right? It's like yeah, for his viewers specifically, but on like if we just like let's just like move the microscope just a little bit, you know what I mean? Because I tried to talk to a coworker of mine, and it's not her fault. She had no idea what I was talking about, but she asked me what my content was about, right? And so I told her, and I explained to her the whole uh, H3 Hassan thing, and then she didn't even understand like what they were fighting over, and so then I tried to explain the whole Israel Palestine thing. What she knew about that was you know related to the Bible, and I broke down like the whole history for it. But it's like normal people don't. It doesn't affect them. You know what does affect them is like Newsweek, right? People like Ben Shapiro. So, Newsweek, The Daily Wire, people that are platformed on actual, regular websites that people scroll through looking for actual news. So I think that is people coming to a comedy podcast is one thing, and I do understand what you're saying that it could be damaging, right? It can be damaging. Um, uh, my main point is even though he doesn't do any of that on his show, even though he has been well, um, I think he's worried about being deplatformed for one, because a lot of, I mean, look at Alex Jones. Alex Jones said his beliefs with his full chest, and he's no longer with us on YouTube. So it's like those kind of people have to really watch what they say, because what they have to say, and their opinions are truly damaging. So they can't say that on the internet. That's the difference. You know what I mean? Ethan doesn't worry about being deplatformed. That's why he's more dangerous. I think that if he was saying something like Ben Shapiro was saying, he should be extremely worried about being fucking deplatformed. Absolutely, I do. If he was saying if he was saying in open what Ben Shapiro says in closed doors, then absolutely, I believe he should be deplatformed. That's what I mean. Was bad faithing and flooding. Oh my god, that is that was horrible. Sorry guys. Let me fix this. I'll read it in just a minute. I promise. I'm not ignoring. I want to have an open conversation about this. Let me see. Ethan was bad faithing and flooding the zone throughout the whole debate. It was hard to watch. I think it gave me brain disease. Listen, it might have been the same one that Denham's gave me, so I think it's just going around when it comes to this cut with like this specific topic. So I think it goes from one person to the other, my man. He doxed multiple people recently and has no bans or even demonstrations. So me and Eric have talked about that. I don't think that he should have done that. I don't think that he should have, in a fit of rage, gone to a random person's profile that didn't even make that bad of a comment and click on it and show it. Now, if you mean bad empanada, he did not dox George. George's name has been known. So if anyone else did it, their channel would be gone. I don't know if that's true, because people have done a lot fucking worse and are still with us, so. Like, think about, like, what it took for Sneeko to be banned. Like, it took a lot. And even that was criticized. Even that, like, Nick is not green had a lot to do with that. Do you remember, I don't know if you do or not, but whenever that was happening, whenever Sneeko was taken off the internet, everybody really, really criticized Nick is not green for saying that he should be taken off the internet for what he said and did about Chad, basically saying he wanted to hate F some sense into her, basically hate her, and then demonstrated it on camera. And Nick made a whole joke. I promise I'm not like getting off of what you're saying. I will get back to what you're saying about the doxing. I see you. I see it. I just don't want to get off of what I'm saying because I'll get distracted and then I'll forget. But people really criticize Nick for for issuing for the deplatforming of Sneeko, right? And it's like, regardless of what you think about free speech, it's just my point is it takes a lot. It takes a lot, unfortunately. Um, I think that Sneeko had done things before that that would be justifiable, but is at the same time it's like that's my opinion, right? So I don't know. YouTube are gonna like the people that moderate that they're gonna make their own decisions, and they could have different opinions on what justifies that than I do. You know what I mean? Anyway, um, even if your name is known, that doesn't mean it's not doxing. So the thing is with Bad Empanada is it was like known in his community. It was like when you go to his, even before this happened, when you go to his fan Reddit, like his subreddit, it has it in the description of the subreddit. I mean, it had it before it happened. So it's like, is it doxing if I don't even know that he doesn't use his name on the internet, even though I think he does because again his fans used it. So if he doesn't want that, he should tell them to stop. Because if I went on his subreddit and I was like, oh George, whatever the fuck, I was like, oh they have it right there. It must mean that he doesn't care that it's out. You know what I mean? I don't think that's an unfair assumption to make. Now the other guy, he was just a civilian. And I mean, he didn't deserve that. So he didn't even say anything that bad. I think what he said was like something to the effect of he used to like Ethan and he doesn't agree with him anymore. And it's like that wasn't justifiable at all for Ethan to do what he did at all. At all. Ethan acted um things like that are like in my opinion when it's like you could say he's crashing out, that kind of shit. It's like, yeah, he was in a poor state of mind in that moment. You know what I mean? That's probably an understatement. But 26 is still way younger than I thought. So I agree. He's probably lied about that, no? um, also, while we're on Bad Empanada, fucking George. I hate him. God. And it's not just because of Ethan, it's because of like other shit that he has done. Like I have seen his name being thrown around for fucking years now. He is such a fucking menace, dude. He is such a fucking menace. And really, like in my opinion, it's very similar to like even though it's not Destiny, right? Even though it's not Destiny, I don't think it's a good look for Ethan to associate with Dan. You know what I mean, with what's going on with Destiny right now. Just like I don't think it's a good look for Hassan to associate with Bad Empanada. Because George is just an unhinged individual, okay? He has doxed many people himself, many people, and then bragged about it in his discords. I have the screenshots. You know what I mean? Like yeah. George has his own demons. What did Keemstar call him? It was Bad Emma Panda. That's so silly. Bad Emma Panda. It's my favorite. Thank you, Keemstar, for that. You haven't done a lot for the public, but you give us moments like that sometimes. Okay. So, since I just mentioned it, let's go to the Destiny section. I want to be accused of being bad faith, and I'm not going to skip it because I think that it's a weird look for Ethan. Can't lie. I think that if it wasn't such a big deal, like Ethan says it isn't, then he should have said that. Then he should have mentioned it, and you should have been upfront and honest
You want to tell me
from the beginning, right? You should have been like, I've been talking to Dan from the beginning. Damn, I do. I'm getting fucking tired, dude. But you know Ash was taking the bar exam I think the day after I got off stream, I think. I think so, Friday, she took the bar exam. I wonder how that went. That's very impressive to me. Yeah. Um. Anyway, so I think this is weird. Can't lie.
Want to tell me
Much like how there's certain things that Hassan should have just been like, yeah, you know what, this happened, and it's not the best look. I think me coming about being open and honest about it is a better look than trying to hide it. You know what I mean? When you try to hide it, it's almost like you're like fully
want to tell me what is your
fully admitting guilt at that point. Bad Emma Pan wants to gotcha Ethan with Destiny with no evidence. So the thing is that like I don't think there's no evidence for Destiny specifically. I wish I knew more information about what he talks about with Dan, and I wish he would have just been like, because it's probably not a big deal, right? But just be like, yeah, I talked to Dan. I don't think that he has anything to do with that with what Destiny has done, and I've actually known him for a while, which I think would probably be the case. I mean, it would make sense for them to have known each other. I don't know. It might not be a big deal. I mean, I don't think. Here's the thing, is that is a good point. Is that even if, but it's like now you're just like measuring and scaling. But it's like, what else is this but a measuring and scale, like a dick measuring contest? You know what I mean? So let's fuck it. Let's measure it. Let's scale it. So it's like, if you're for one, if you're doing it on the scale, like, okay, which one's worse? Destiny is worse, but is it Destiny? No, it's Dan. So it's like this, right? Just a little bit, not even by much, because it's still Destiny associated. And then it's like with Bad Empanada, not only is he in association with, he fully platforms and he fully platforms him to the point where he think it has made orbiters like Denim thinks it's okay to platform him, and therefore platform horrible. Um, I mean, I think so. If you want to talk about like what they've physically done, has Bad Empanada done anything like a physically sexual crime against anybody? That's really all I meant by him being worse. Because Bad Empanada's fucking awful. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just like, if you if you think that Destiny did what he did to Pixie, which I do, and you think that I think that's pretty bad. You know, do you disagree? Or is there something about Bad Empanada that I don't know about? Because chairs. Is there something about Bad Empanada I don't know about? Bad Empanada wants to kill Ethan.
want to tell me what is your evidence
Yeah. The whole I forgot about the video game thing, huh? That is pretty egregious. Yeah, I see what you mean. Oh God, I didn't even know about that one. I didn't even know he did that. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know he did that one. The first one I knew about, I just I wasn't thinking about it. But that one, no. I did not know about that. Um, with that context, I don't know. I don't know. They're both pretty fucking bad then. It's like, I don't know. But anyway, if you're just comparing the two. For one, Hasan's just fully outright platforming him, and then makes it seem like it's okay to platform him. Therefore, people like Denims then platform him saying things like CPS should be called on Ethan's children, and that illegal things should take place. So, yeah, I think that if you mean like Hasan's definitely given Bad Empanada more screen time than Ethan has ever given Destiny, so there's that. I don't really understand the Destiny allegations. I've seen some mixed info, and I'm still missing stuff. So essentially, he's accused of revenge corn, essentially, but he's currently in a case with Pixie right now, which is a streamer that he was in a relationship with, and he is accused of recording them non-consensually, in an activity, and then distributing that to, like, years later, like having it in a spank bank basically, and then distributing it to somebody else that he was like mutually exchanging with, and then sent it to her, and then she got hacked, and like those got leaked. And apparently that Pixie's not the only person that he's done that to. So if it's true, it's definitely not good. So I didn't hear that, but I know that I heard that there's other stuff coming out. So yeah, I heard that there's other stuff coming out about it, for sure. Anyway, I'm not the judge in that case, so we'll see what happens.
Tell me, what is your evidence that I work with or talk to or have any association with at all with Destiny?
What? Destiny?
What? What? The guy that I talk about fucking obsessively 100 times a day? That is like basically like the Antichrist, the Lord Voldemort in my community? Yeah, you accuse me of...
And do I think this is the dunk that Hasan thinks it is? No, I do not.
Working with him, knowing him, talking to him. What is your evidence for that?
Oh, thank you for asking.
Oh, you're very
Not only
welcome.
is there video footage of you corresponding with someone in your Discord that literally aligns perfectly with Destiny's own Discord, offering clips for you to pull.
That sounds like a stretch.
You've also used clips that are unlisted called Hamasabi
Yeah.
when making arguments about my virulent anti-Semitism
Who gives a fuck?
from
I pulled
an
a
unlisted
clip.
link that came from a Destiny fan account.
So that's your
But
proof that I work with
none
Destiny?
of that is relevant.
Okay.
What's relevant is your constant coordination with Destiny's podcast co-host Dan Saltman, who you featured on your context nuke. So yeah,
Did I
I
feature
don't
my
think it's that
content?
ridiculous of a fucking assertion to make, especially when
I don't remember what it
considering the fact that you have been corresponding with Dan Saltman, and you did, and he is Destiny's podcast co-host, and the what does he call himself? The general of the...
I wouldn't consider what Ethan did would be featuring Dan Salzman. I don't think that's what it was.
Hezbollah, I think that's what they call themselves, the Taliban and the Hezbollah, their mass
How the
harassment
fuck would I
operation
know?
that they engage in. So yeah, I think that is not a ridiculous fucking claim to make at all.
It's actually insane, and it's a really convenient way of discrediting me when I've never spoken to,
No, I think you're
worked
doing
with,
enough
talked
to
about
discredit
Destiny in my
yourself all over. I
life.
don't need to bring
It's a
that
really
up.
nice way of you. You know what? I think you're hallucinating, buddy. I think you are. Oh, you pulled a meme from his subreddit once, and there was a guy in your Discord. It's also in his Discord. I think you're
I didn't
hallucinating.
say any of those things.
You sound fucking unhinged, dude. Are you crashing out, Hassan?
Ethan, I didn't
Hassan,
say
are you
that.
crashing out?
I gave you.
Do you have friends who are aware
reason.
of the condition and can help you get the help you need?
Okay, Ethan.
You're delusional.
You featured Destiny's podcast.
I said he discovered the
co-host
IP ban. Is that
correspond
not
with.
true? I said Dan Saltman discovered the IP ban. That's all I said. I didn't endorse. I didn't. All I said is he discovered the IP ban. Is that true? Is that materially true?
I don't think
It
so.
is. It is.
I think someone in Destiny's community did, but it's fine. Yeah.
So
you
how
brought
is that
up.
an endorsement?
Ethan, are you
Ethan,
claiming
is
that
this
you
what
don't
you
have
do whenever you're trying to avoid
correspondence with Dan Saltman?
Ethan, Hassan, are you hallucinating?
Ethan,
Hassan,
do you not correspond with Destiny's podcast co-host Dan Saltman?
I've talked to Dan Saltman, but also I don't think that that's Destiny, is it?
Yeah, no, that's just his podcast co-host and is perfectly aligned with him and uses his community to brigade. And also has literally tried to blackmail people in Destiny's
don't
own
really
community
fucking care
for
because that's not
literally
Destiny, is it?
unearthing sex crimes that he did.
Man, you
Do
are
you feel
really
like that's a good
hallucinating.
person to align with?
I'm not
That you now
endorsing
openly
him.
admit.
I'm not endorsing him at all. I just said I've spoken to him.
No, yeah, you're not endorsing him. You're just getting
Have
information
you ever
from him
spoken to
use.
somebody you don't endorse? I mean, what kind of silly bullshit are we doing here?
Certainly.
Well, there you
Yes, I
go.
speak to
Oh my
people I
God,
don't
dude.
endorse. I'm speaking to one
You
right now.
talked to Dan Saltman. You're fucking outed as a Destiny's best friend.
Ethan, you're the one who admitted that just now.
I said
You
I've
also
spoken with
brought
Dan
forward-
Saltman, not that I'm a
Dan's
Destiny
not
collaborator.
Destiny. Dan's not Destiny.
Which is
Oh. No, it will not. It does make it look silly when it's fast, huh? Um. No, it's really, yeah, it's never gonna end, unfortunately. Hassan's gaslighting should be shown in psychology and communications courses. That's pretty funny. But knowing all this stuff makes me want to touch grass. Dude, that's why I got a job at a plant sanctuary, so that I can't be accused of not touching grass. I have my hands in dirt every day, so it's fine. It's plant therapy. For when you've had too much internet. Yeah, this is like a never-ending spiral. I feel like, are there better points to go over? What is this? Oh, well, I am a confirmed grass toucher, and I dare anybody to challenge me on that. I dare them to.
Yeah, let's
What
just.
do you mean? You can't just
I
let
gave
us
you
move
two.
on from this. This is a major, major point of contention. You have
It's
falsely
just
smeared me
exhausted.
as a rape denier when you yourself, the one evidence,
You deny
the
mass
one
rapes happened, and you're doing it right
instance
now.
The instance of sexual
I showed
violence and
two. I just
captivity
showed you two.
that we know of up until this
Just showed
point.
you two.
You and I both agree on.
I showed you
know
two.
that I agree with that. You know that I've talked about it. You know
No, you
that I've
deny mass
acknowledged
rapes
it.
happened,
And yet,
not that rapes happened.
what?
You deny that mass rapes happened, not that rapes
Yes.
happened. Listen to my words.
Yes, I do.
Okay,
I do
good.
deny
Well, there
it
you go.
Because there is no evidence. And
I just
for the
showed you
record,
two.
The clips that you used, ironically
Actually, I
enough,
showed
the
you
reason I
three.
say it's out of context is because at that point, I
Cheers.
personally took a position where I said very carefully and very deliberately that mass rapes that are directed by Hamas did not happen. There was no evidence for this whatsoever.
Four
Okay?
survivors told authorities they were sexually assaulted on October 7th. Report. First-hand account of such crimes have been rare, as most
And
victims
not
were
only-
killed. Hassan. Report
Do you
follows
see it?
earlier
Wait,
testimony from a man
okay.
who said he was raped by terrorists at the Nova Festival. 4 people have told authorities that they were sexually assaulted by terrorists on October 7th. Channel 12 reports. On Thursday, adding to a growing body of evidence of the systemic sexual assault committed by Hamas. Unlike most of the previous evidence of sexual assault on October 7th, which was largely based on eyewitness testimony, the Channel 12 report is notable because it is based on first-hand accounts of victims. You can yawn all you want. First-hand testimony of such
yawning.
crimes has been rare because the victims have been killed. Killed. Dipshit.
Okay, Ethan,
they
do you
fucking
think
kill
when
them.
someone-
According to the
do
report,
you
4
think-
individuals approached the
Do you
welfare
think
ministry
when
with their
someone's murdered,
Sorry,
there's no way to actually examine?
Sorry, talk about
Do you
being
think that when-
gross.
do you
Listen to
think
these
that when
victims.
someone is murdered, there's no way to do forensic evidence to
Bro,
actually
you know
conclude,
the fucking answer
to
to that.
actually conclude
Because
that
you
person
know
was
that
sexually
Jews,
assaulted.
you know that the
He is fully talking over him right now, and so I don't think it's fair when Hassan does that thing where he's like, he says, he keeps like screaming over Ethan. He's like, "What you're doing is crazy right now. What you're doing is crazy right now." He's basically accusing Ethan of using our victims as a debate tactic, and that's not what he's doing. He's simply trying to speak, and he's like, "Are you really talking over like these victims' stories right now?" And Hassan's like, "Oh, very classy, Ethan, for you to do that." And it's like, I don't think that. Come on, you know what I mean? It's like,
you know that the religious organization that is first responders that you cited has a policy of burying the bodies to avoid disgracing them. That's
Ethan, you
what
just
happened.
said dozens of victims came out in that
I'm
article.
reading
and I
you.
don't
What
know
are you
where that
doing,
article's
bro?
from.
I'm
You
showing
said
you the
dozens of
evidence that
victims
you're
came out
wrong
in that
right
article.
now. According to the report, 4 individuals approached the welfare ministry with their accounts of what happened to them during the Hamas onslaught, which saw blah, 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 12, sorry, not blah, 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 but 200 people killed and 250 kidnapped. The report followed a separate Channel 12 story on Wednesday that provided first-hand testimony from a man who said he was raped by terrorists at the Supernova, where hundreds of people were killed. Are these all lying? There are 5 people here. There's 3 that approached the ministry and 1 man who said he was raped. Are these all liars?
I don't know. I don't think they are.
Okay,
I
I
have no
think-
So then what
reason
the
to
fuck
believe
is
they
your
are, but
point?
from everything that I've seen,
I think I'm gonna need a palate cleanser after this, and I might, cause the dude, guys, look, I mean, if you're here, it's fucking 5 hours long.
from everything that I've read on this, and I have read extensively on this, as far as forensic examination has been concluded, there is no evidence, no hard evidence of sexual assault. And I will give you a
just
clip
read
from
4
a Haaretz article
This is so
that was
exhausting,
posted
bro.
by
Uh-oh,
Lisa
here comes the Haaretz article.
Rosowski.
I just
why
read
are
you
you
first-hand
discounting-
testimony
I'm
of
using-
4 people. What are you doing? You're saying that you're not believing the victims.
Ethan,
You're asking for
it's not that
Pixar
I'm
didn't
not-
happen.
It's not that I'm not believing
Where
the
did you
victims.
say, where's
I'm
their
saying that
bodies?
Since
Pixar didn't
what you
happen.
have mentioned, since
You're saying
that
pics
you
or didn't
mentioned,
happen,
okay?
right?
Since the article that you mentioned came out, there have been further prosecutions on this. Why have they not led to any real prosecution?
They're dead. They're fucking dead, you moron. What do you mean?
First-hand testimony in this
You
regard.
killed all the
Am I? Maybe I'm speaking out of turn. Okay. But like, what good does it for And I wish Ash was here because she would be a good person to ask this to, because she knows a lot about this situation, specifically this part. I wish she was here. But, and if she watches this, maybe she can comment. YouTube is hiding your last comment. I wonder, what did you say? Well, you can't say it again, because it'll just hide it again. Oh, did you say the Z word? Did you say Zionist? Because it was doing that to somebody the other day when they were trying to type Zionist out in the chat. It kept removing their comment. Anyway. So, yeah, so if you said Zionist, it'll remove it. Maybe. I think that's what they were saying, at least. What was I saying? That's weird. I believe you. I wonder why they removed it. It might be just some weird bot. Fucking, I don't know. That's weird. Oh, dang. Fuck, I don't know, dude. I'm getting tired. I think one time I accused this is like really off topic. This is kind of like my own girly story time, which is what I have in this. But it's like one time I accused this YouTuber of consistently removing my comments, which I'm wondering, looking back on it, if she did, because it happened multiple times. It didn't just happen once. But also it could have been YouTube, because I used so the point of the video, right? And I don't think maybe I was being offensive. Maybe I don't think so. But like the point of the video, right, was like to guess what she did. She was like, guess what I did as, as a 20 something or whatever, that I can't tell my daughter, to her friends. And like that was the point of the video, like you're supposed to guess. And so I was like, I think she's a stripper. And then everybody came for me, and then my comment got removed, and I was like, I just wanted to repost that I think she's a stripper. And then everybody came for me again, and they were like, first of all, why do you care that much? And I was like, I don't know, because I think I'm right, and I just wanted to make sure that, just in case it came out whether I was right or not, that there was proof that I said so. You know? So dumb.
all the fucking Hamas operatives in Israel.
I killed them?
What? Why are you
saying you
okay?
killed them?
I said they. Why the fuck would I say you killed them? That's insanely stupid. Are you okay? Hallucinating. Are you crashing on? Go ahead.
Maybe I misheard you. I'm pretty sure you said you killed them.
Sometimes when you're under stress, you can mishear things, but that's okay.
I might be my mistake. I have you on much lower volume because my volume is very low.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, even if he did, it's clearly a mistake. Why would Ethan mean that anybody physically? You know what I mean? Like it's just silly. It's silly. Come on. All right, I think we should watch some girlies, and then I don't know. Maybe I can just click through it, because like we know what's happening, right? Discussing Hezbollah.
That happened? I mean, they're allies. They participate. Okay, so then why are you defending them?
I'm not defending them, Ethan. I have already described to you that I'm critical of their actions. You are misquoting me. You are misunderstanding.
I'm verbatim repeating what you said. You liar.
I'm directly with you, so I don't understand.
How can you lie to people? Like we just watched the clip.
The arbitrary number that you put there because you don't do enough research.
No, that number was based on the totality of deaths. My claim was that they participated in it. You were not critical of their actions in this
Why
clip.
did you put the? So you're telling me you've never claimed that Hezbollah has killed more Muslims than Israel has, that IDF has?
I don't know when I think I did say that, and I think that was wrong. I was incorrect.
Yeah, you said that numerous times. You actually said you ChatGPT'd against AB when AB was like, I don't think that's correct.
Yeah, by the way, that's something I looked into.
Also, you are defensive of Hezbollah. I mean, you just are. Why are you saying you're not? You are. You really are, in fact. So, okay.
By the way, funnily enough, the new Snark page is called Leftovers H3, and it's got a picture of you in the avatar.
Shout out to Leftovers H3.
It's got a picture of you, Hasan. You don't need to shout him out. You're already doing it. Don't you think that's odd?
You did it.
No, I think it's.
Also, what do you think? Like, first of all, do you think I have any say on what fucking happens in these subreddits? What are you talking about?
But you have a say what happens in your Discord and chat, which you absolutely do not moderate. And there's so much evidence of this disgusting shit.
That's also completely fucking false.
Why did you criticize XQC for not moderating his chat when you called in?
Ethan?
Why did you criticize XQC for not moderating his chat?
Yes, XQC has actively used this community over the course of many years at this point, as he was doing Gamba and wanted to fucking keep gambling and felt bad that I was criticizing him to attack me. Okay? There's a difference between
different than what your community.
That's silly, though. That's so silly. I'm gonna pin that.
Yes, then how?
What?
How is that different than your community attacking me?
Why would they block that? It's what? No politics?
You want to know how it's different? I have an 8-minute clip compilation all the way from when our podcast ended all the way to December of 2024 where I actively defend you. That is moderating my community.
I do not give a fuck about your quote-unquote defending as your community went rabid with your approval. Please spare me.
With my approval? I just told you.
It's your community, bro. You literally say in this clip that it's... let me play this clip for you because it will show just what a liar hypocrite you are.
Like you.
Holy shit, I can't.
Random Redditor for a reason? Is there ever a good reason?
There could be.
Okay, very good. Well, they were fucking...
Do you think? Okay,
well, great. It's not that crazy then.
They're just fucking yelling at each other at this point.
Wait, also,
don't ask the unaffiliated prisoners who were held for a year, though, if they do.
No, I don't. I think you're missing the broader point here. You're missing the forest for the trees.
Right.
Here, I'll give you a great example of this, by the way, because you spent a lot of time being like, the Houthis are bad. They're homophobic. I'm sure they are. Holy shit. Also, Dana keeps switching back to me on my end. Sorry.
Let's talk about the issue of the Nakba and stuff.
Okay, hold on. I know you keep saying, oh, it doesn't matter. This is boring. Whenever you come across
it's irrelevant,
you have to admit
you just talk and talk. It makes the video unwatchable.
You said the Houthis are barbaric. They're homophobic. They hate women. All this shit, right? And I'm sure a lot of that is correct. Of course it is. It is the fucking poorest nation on the planet, and all that's known is fucking death and destruction. This doesn't justify having that sort of opinion, of course, but it certainly understands, don't you think? Certainly is part of the point, part of the problem, and the best possible way to probably get them to have a civil rights movement to give gays rights would probably be to stop fucking bombing them, as Joe Biden did, and as Donald Trump has done.
Yeah, that was my chief criticism. I mean, again, my criticism is that they were...
I think he's just saying that you're a hypocrite. I think.
Kidnapping civilians.
Yeah, I know. You don't like their methods, but you have no alternative method.
I said just do it without kidnapping civilians, dude. It's not rocket
science. Let's get back to the IDF. You said the IDF is maybe not a terror organization, but the IDF is a terror organization.
Wrong.
Through and through.
Wrong. Again, a liar.
Okay, so you think the IDF is a terror organization?
I said yes.
I
think it's fair to characterize them that way.
Okay.
If you care, yeah, I think that is fair. Just because they are backed by a state institution, I mean, I wish that I understand that is their military, essentially, like Hamas is. I mean, but I would consider that a terrorist organization. So, yeah, they both are, for sure. For sure, dude.
Your wife was in the IDF.
Yeah.
Do you believe your wife is a terrorist?
Of course not.
You have considered a 19-year-old Yemeni TikToker who is not even a part of the Al-Houthi family with no Houthi affiliation, but simply a person that says he stands with the Houthis. And I do too, a terrorist over and over again, because he has a gun in the second highest gun ownership density per capita. And because he responded to a fucking Instagram comment saying he's a soldier, a dude who doesn't even speak English.
Let's watch this.
You kept claiming that he was a terrorist over and over again.
His
name is Rashid al-Haddad. He is not even a fucking Zaidi Shia. He's not even a part of the Houthi family.
Let's watch the evidence.
He admit to being a Houthi.
His last name would be Al-Houthi, not Al-Haddad, okay?
Let's watch that.
This person, you looked at a 19-year-old fucking teenager who's a TikToker.
Terrorist.
In the poorest country on the planet, who's only known death and destruction, and spent countless fucking hours looking through whatever his social media was to be like, this guy is bad.
Let's look at it.
Yeah, of course he's fucked up. He lives in goddamn Yemen.
Do you know what the bigotry of low expectations is?
Like you, dumbass.
Do you know what the bigotry of low expectations is? You're saying because he's poor, he hates Jewish people? Let's watch.
It's not that he lives in Yemen, Hasan. Most of I mean, he had horrible accounts of his life in Yemen. How come when you interviewed him, though, you asked him about life on the boat? with hostages. What was that about? You know what I mean? What is even the point of this?
He's poor. He hates Jewish people. Let's watch. Ready?
No,
Let
it's
me
not
show
because
you.
he's poor that he hates Jewish people. It's because he lives in fucking Yemen. And in that part of the world, the only thing that people see is the dangerous conflation of Zionism and Judaism.
I'm sure
Because
that Yemen.
Fuck, who needs to calm down now? Jesus Christ, Hasan.
the fighter jets that blow up their fucking schools have a Star of David next to them. And when the Palestinians are kidnapped, when they're fucking forced
Struck a fucking nerve with the Houthi kid, huh?
to go through military trial detention, they get fucking Stars of David carved on their heads. Israel is the one that dangerously and falsely claims to be the nation state of Jews. Israel is the one that makes everybody think that this action, all of the action, the genocide that you called a genocide, is actually being done at the behest of Jews.
That's not true.
Of course, for everyone
Israel
in that
doesn't
side of
claim
the
they're
fucking
doing it
world,
on
when they
behest
say
of
Jew,
Jews.
it's interchangeable with Israel. Many of these people,
Do you
including
think he's like Anne
Alvarado-
Frank?
What?
Do you think he's like Anne Frank?
Oh, of course, absolutely.
Did
he has
Anne-
withstood
did Anne-
genocide. He has withstood genocide by the
that
Saudi
the
government.
only-
Of course I do. I think that talking to, but my
Anne
point that I was
Frank.
fucking presenting, my point that I was
Anne
fucking
Frank is
presenting.
famous for being a pacifist and seeing the good in people despite a fucking Holocaust that took every member of her family but her dad. That's why she's inspiring. This guy went on Twitter and said,
Would
fuck
you
Jewish
think
people.
Anne Frank would be less inspiring if she somehow was able to get out?
If she was like, I want to kill Germans and hang them,
She
yeah.
took up arms against the Nazis. Would you say that Anne Frank is bad for that? Say Anne Frank is bad for that, Ethan.
For something that
Say
didn't
Anne Frank
happen?
would be bad if she took up arms against the violent Nazi occupation. Say it.
It wouldn't be the same for sure. She's,
it wouldn't be the same.
She's
Why would it
famous
be?
for being a pacifist and seeing the good in people despite living through a Holocaust. You understand that? That's not what.
If Anne
Let me
Frank-
show you. Let me show you.
Do you think that if
Israel
Anne
isn't-
Frank...
I think it would have been a completely different story if Anne Frank just strapped fucking bombs to her chest, grenades, and just fucking threw them out into the fucking Nazi. I think it would have been a completely different story. Like, what is even the point you're making? What is the point you're making? Also, like, he's very staunchly defending him, and Hassan says that this to me is, because I truly don't believe that Hassan is anti-Semitic, but him so staunchly, and I understand why. It's because he believes that he is a victim. I think that's why he is so defensive over this kid, but him being so defensive over this kid is probably the most egregious anti-Semitism I think he has engaged in my opinion, only because it's like this kid posted some crazy shit on his Twitter that Hassan knows about and doesn't think it's a problem. Like he had a picture of a man on a pike with the pike, completely through him, up through his mouth, and said that this is what needs to happen to all Jews. So, anyway, I think that I'm about to get off, though. Let's watch. I don't know. We'll watch this girlies TikTok as a palate cleanser. Yes, I am working tomorrow. So this is a two-parter, but it's still short.
Y'all, do you guys remember like a few months ago, I got that random package gift from Amazon that contained this hat that says, "You're not an influencer" in it, and they didn't like attach their name or anything. Even though I ain't never said I'm an influencer, like I ain't never said that a day in my life. So I contacted Amazon and they were like,
I love her.
I'm sorry, due to our policies, we can't
So cute, dude.
tell you who sent you the hat unless you subpoena the records, like with an attorney. And I was like,
Apparently she lives.
reached out to their attorney, and their attorney subpoenaed the records, and we found out today who it was. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to go back and cut that out.
we did. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to post this video, and I'll give you, I don't
It's
know,
not
a
that big
couple
of a deal.
hours to respond, and just shoot me a message and be like, hey, it was me. Because the way I look at it, if you are ballsy enough to like send a gift trying to hurt somebody's feelings, you can own up to that, right? And if you don't, guess what we're going to do? We're going to spill the beans. We are going to just flat out say exactly who it was, because you wanted all this attention, and baby, we are going to give it to you.
He said, "We're just gonna dox you."
Oh yeah, time's a ticking. As soon as you see this, you got a couple hours,
She-
so you might as well just fess up. See you in a few.
She's crazy for that, dude. Hold on. Before you get mad, just wait. Just watch the second part.
Oh, we've got an update on the infamous gift from Amazon that says you're not an influencer. So, backstory in case you missed it, I received this in the mail.
Say you don't get mad at my girl just yet. Hold your opinions until after. And then if you want to be mad at her, then it's fine, but just put it out.
And it says 7th place baddie on it. In case you didn't know, I got 7th place in The Circle on Netflix. Who cares? That's irrelevant. But anyway, and this hat was in the box and says you're not an influencer. I ain't never said I was an influencer, but I'll take the compliment, right? Everybody wants to be an influencer nowadays. So anyway, apparently this was sent to me from a minor. Now, I don't know any minors that have an Amazon account or a debit card, because I would have loved to have had that when I was a minor. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have had so much fun with that. But anyway, so apparently, yeah, this was sent from a minor. But I've also got my very own confession. So, this is my confession. I was totally bluffing. I did not ask my management team to reach out to Amazon to see who sent me this. I was just hoping if I said it that somebody would just come out with it, because I'm so nosy. It was killing me not knowing who sent me this. So there's you 2 confessions in one. One, they confessed that they sent it. Still don't know why. Still confused, because what was the point of that? And second of all, I didn't ask my management to do that. I was totally bluffing just to see if it would work, and it worked!
Anyway, I thought she was fun. I don't know what it's playing, but don't. Oh, it's more of hers. But I think she's putting it on a little bit, but she's funny. Maybe we should watch the very end of both. I think that's probably a good idea. Even if we have to go back. And let's watch.
Out.
Yeah.
But I do think it was productive to show just kind of the blatant, overt, anti-Semitism.
Maybe I will watch the context puke.
Yes, please, and then we can talk
maybe
about it.
Maybe I will watch the context puke live, as a matter of fact, not in a cowardly way. I like that this is what it's come to, where having a face-to-face conversation is less. It's somehow less fucking is more cowardly than actually watching a YouTube video that you made.
It is.
No, dude. What's cowardly is you fucking constantly crying.
Fun for them.
God, that's so gross, man.
I mean, what happened last year? How much money did they make? Did they do charity last year?
I don't know.
They lost $250,000.
Will you debate me again, Ethan, if you keep chirping in the future?
People will analyze this.
Yeah,
I'd say hands out.
Yeah.
But I do think it was productive to show just kind of the blatant.
I was gonna say, where does it cut off? Oh my god. Because I know he talks not a lot, but a little bit with the crew after.
Look good, and then everybody else is gonna think that might look good. Like, who gives a fuck? At the end of the day,
I'm sure.
It's not a swastika. It's just the swastika sword. It's not a swastika. It's just the sword that I called the swastika sword. Got it. All right. Have a good night, Hasan.
Oh, all right.
I gotta go. All right,
you too, buddy.
You take care, bud.
All right.
Old friends together at last.
Bye, Hasan.
Give Kaya our love. Give Kaya our love.
Yeah, we all still love Kaya.
Oh my God, what a fucking train wreck. I was hoping that I shouldn't have hoped that he would have been more open to listening, but
Here's my thing. If the girlies segment made people go away, even though we cut right back to this, you know what? I'm fine with that, because I worked very hard on the girlies segment and I enjoy it. I enjoyed it, and I will continue having the girlies as a palate cleanser. These boys.
I guess
I'm
that's
just kidding. It has nothing to do with gender.
what it was meant to be.
It is what it is.
I'm so tired.
How long was that going on for?
5 hours.
4 hours and
We're
15
going on
minutes.
5 hours here.
Was I owned?
I need to process everything that just happened. My head's spinning. To be
Another fucking
honest.
fever dream.
I was starting to lose, like, at the end tail of that. It's like, dude, I can't do
I
it.
could tell you were fading a little bit.
I think I got him. Honestly, I think I got him pretty good. The way that he was, like, denying obvious, blatant shit and being like, no, that's not. No, you're insane. You're hallucinating it. It's like, bro, that's crazy talk. I also liked how he, like, whatever. People will analyze this.
Yeah,
I'd
say both sides got the clips they wanted. That's the end.
That's kind of the thing, right? Is like anything. Both sides declare victory, and nothing really changes. So, what can you do?
Just keep doing it because the views are great, right, Hasan? Hasan's got to eat.
I'm just saying.
He's got to pay. He's got to pay for that chicken and someone to make it for him too. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for watching. Thank you to the awesome, loyal, genius, caring 100,000 that watched on our stream, not Hasan's. So important. And I appreciate. I don't know if that was what y'all wanted, but it is what it is. And now explain what he means by that. We did not leave Iraq because we were Zionists. We left because we were no longer safe.
Are not Palestinians.
$10.
Will you debate me again, Ethan, if you keep chirping in the future?
Yeah, of course.
Ethan,
I know you guys hate each other, but the views were crazy.
It was? How many? I never
just
looked.
saying.
Take care, bud.
all right. God damn, what a fucking exercise in futility. I did lose my shit a little bit towards the end, but hey, at least we got Ethan to openly admit that he thinks his wife is a terrorist. I don't know how that's gonna work. This was.
Excuse me, no you didn't. No you didn't. We literally just watched that one part. That I scheduled it like that by accident. We literally, before the girly segment, just watched the part where you say, do you consider the IDF a terrorist organization? Ethan says yes, and he goes, do you consider ELA a terrorist? Ethan says, of course not. So what the fuck are you... That's bad faith. I'm sorry. That's just a horrible thing to say. What the fuck?
Was the biggest pickup and shade.
I was just gonna be like, oh, it's nice that they said the same thing about, like, being wore out afterwards, you know what I mean? But that's fuck... Hasan, what the fuck, dude?
Of all time. It makes me so sad that he was more fixated on the content aspect of this. It makes everything bullshit. Yeah, I know. I agree. I feel good. I feel very good. I think it's, I mean, I'm losing my voice a little bit. Holy fuck. If you ever do this again, IRL, so we can't sit there getting fed talking points. No, it's fine. Dude, what do you mean? He just, every single time, is like, you're making this unwatchable. I was like, all right. Amongst all the other dodging, he kept claiming that you were making the video unwatchable by being boring, completely proving his desire to use serious issues as content fodder without ever actually addressing those issues truthfully. Your commentary in front of an audience was desperately needed. Thank you. I don't know if that is actually going to change minds in Ethan's community. I feel a bit like I prostituted the conversation a little bit by leaning into that aspect. You're so boring is what Andrew Tate said. Yeah. No, because the ones left are too gone. No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all.
Okay.
Well, as I understand it.
All right, I'm gonna get off here. More TikTok girlies for another time. Goodbye.